The Raiders' schedule has leaked, and coming up here on today's show, we're going to do a full rundown of every single game for the Silver and Black. Before I get into it, though, it's crystal ball time. Predict the Raiders' record this season. Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report. And coming up, let's break down the Raiders' 2024 schedule presented by Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Get $20 off your first purchase with code CHATSPORTS. Terms apply. So I know, man, it's May 15th. They always say that the schedule's going to be released by 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but this is why you subscribe to the Raiders Report. I promise y'all, Chugs and I are going to get you the schedule before the NFL, before the Raiders actually release it. All I'm going to say is shout out to Chugs, shout out to the Chat Sports team. So here's the Raiders' 2024 schedule. You're going to open up on the road at SoFi Stadium. It's basically a home game, though. Jim Harbaugh, I'm ready for you. Week 2, then. Baltimore, back-to-back road games. Week 3 against Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young. Week 4, the Cleveland Browns. Let's see what Deshaun Watson could do. Then week 5, you're going on the road in Denver against the Denver Broncos, a team that has not beat you since December 29th, 2019. Tell that all to your Broncos fans out there. Week 6, Russell Wilson, maybe Justin Fields. I'm just saying it's going to be fun. Week 7, again, another road game in L.A., but let's face it, the nation owns L.A. Another home game essentially in SoFi at week 7. Then week 8, you're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup, no doubt about it. And I want to see how AP and Telesco has this team ready to go up against the defending Super Bowl champs. Week 9 at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow been battling some injuries, but you can never count out Cincy. You can never count out Joe Burrow. Week 10 is the Raiders' bye week, which realistically, I love the fact that this is when the bye week is. It's right before the NFL trade deadline, which this year is going to be November 5th. Week 11 at Miami Dolphins. This is right when the Raiders played Miami last season, so I'm kind of hoping that the Raiders have a little bit of a revenge tour. And yeah, it's going to be hot down there in Miami, but whether it's Gardner, whether it's Aidan, hopefully that we're cooking. Week 12, Broncos. Week 13, Chiefs. Black Friday. I mean, let's face it, if you're going to have a Black Friday football game, shame on you if it doesn't involve the Raiders. And the fact that this is Raiders-Chiefs and the Silver and Black have had a lot more success on the road in Arrowhead, I like this matchup a lot. And then this is how we round out the schedule. I'm going to be real with you. This is I don't want to say easy because the Raiders have the 9th hardest schedule in the NFL, but the fact that we round this bad boy out with at Tampa Bay versus the Falcons on Monday Night Football, the Jags, oh man, circle that one on your calendar right now. Week 17 at New Orleans. There's no better way I'd want to get 2025 kicked off. And then week 18, you're going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. Maybe we can get a little timeout again, different quarterback to help us get into the playoffs. But this is why you hit that subscribe button. Chugs and I, we got that commitment to excellence. We were sitting here getting all the leaks for the NFL, put some stuff together. The Raiders' schedule is out here on this channel about 5 hours before, maybe 4 hours before the NFL is going to release it. This is why you subscribe. We got videos coming at you every single day. We're doing 4 live shows a week, breaking news coverage, 100% free. And if you miss partying in Oakland, I know I do. Click that subscribe button. We're going to have a lot of fun here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through each game in a little bit more greater detail here, and I will mention that the leaks that we have, I do not have the set times yet of when the Raiders games are going to be, though I'm going to forecast that the Week 1 game at Chargers is going to be at 4:25 Eastern Time or 4:05 Eastern Time, just something to keep in mind there. So, you're going to see a lot of the times, and because the NFL has not released the exact times yet, it's going to be a lot of TBDs. All we have is who the Raiders are playing and when they're going to be going up against them. So, just something to think about. But the fact that you're going to be going up against Jim Harbaugh, Antonio Pierce, I love the fact that the NFL got this game going right away. Week 2 at Baltimore. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping that we would play the Ravens a little bit later on in the season because this is a very physical football team that sometimes gets banged up. Lamar Jackson being the quarterback that because of the long season, because of the physical play, isn't always 100%. And I think that playing the Ravens at the end of the season is usually a little bit easier. But this is a hell of a start here for the Las Vegas Raiders. Then you got week 3, and I know where the Carolina Panthers finished last season. You can't look at that. They upgraded their offensive line. They added a lot more talent around Bryce Young. I mean, shit, Bryce Young's number 1 receiver last season was Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen looks like me. That can't be your number 1 receiver. Week 4 versus the Cleveland Browns. This is going to be one of the sneaky tough matchups here because I think the way that the Raiders are going to play this season, I think they're really going to try to mirror what Cleveland has done in years past, where they're going to really rely on their defense, really rely on their running game, and hopefully the quarterback play doesn't turn it over. But I'll tell you this, I hope if anybody's going to this game, you rip apart Deshaun Watson because that guy shouldn't even be in the NFL. Let's go to week 5 on the road here in Denver. I know a lot of Raider fans are out there in Mile High. I'm just hoping that we keep this win streak going because it's probably one of the best things that I have of. I know a few Broncos fans. The Raiders have won 8 straight games against them. Let's get that bad boy to 10 this season. Week 6 versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm from Pennsylvania. Growing up, man, I got a lot of friends that are Steelers fans, and there would be nothing happier than I could just give them a call after that game and be like, hey, did you see that score? Week 7 at the Rams. Like I mentioned, it's basically a home game. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp. This is still a team that it scares the hell out of me, if I'm being honest with you, because they do have that Super Bowl experience. I think Sean McVay is one of the best in the biz from top to bottom. And you know what? Today, this is going to be our game time featured game because I know the nation is going to be out and about in SoFi Stadium, rocking their silver and black. If you're going to this game, if you're rocking your silver and black, spam me down below, and hopefully you use our awesome sponsor here, Game Time. Download the Game Time app, $20 off with code Chat Sports. Buying tickets to your favorite events, it shouldn't be stressful. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all sports, music, comedy, theater events near you with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guaranteed. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Now, Game Time is an app that I have used for a very long time, and you know what I love? Not only is it the last-minute tickets, hell, you can already go and check out what the Raiders' prices are. Now, again, it all says TBD, but you can see over there, Broncos, Chiefs, you can see the Ravens, the Steelers game, the Falcons, the Panthers. They are all over there. So if you're like Mitch, I'm not a big NBA fan. I don't want to go to an NBA playoff game. Mitch, I'm not a big NHL fan. I don't want to go to an NHL game. Well, guess what? You can already start doing your homework here on Game Time. So obviously, y'all, I want you to listen again. Terms apply. Create an account, redeem code ChatSports, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Anytime that I do a show here, and it's a sponsor that I used before I started doing this show, it is a full 360 moment. It's a shout-out to the nation. It's a shout-out to all the hard work we're doing, and this video amplifies that. Let's go to Week 8 here against the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. The amount of attention that this game is going to get is going to move mountains. And there's a part of me that I hope that the Chiefs are undefeated going into this game because then that means the last time that they lost is up against the Las Vegas Raiders. And I hope the Raiders stun them again because this is going to be a team that's going to be motivated. The Chiefs are going to have that chip on their shoulder thinking, this is the team that woke us up last season. Week 9 at the Bengals. What's crazy is I'm almost going to see if Chugs and I maybe can go up to Cincinnati for this game. We just opened up a Cincinnati office at Chat Sports. Maybe we can mingle with some of the guys. And, hey, if Chugs and I go to that game, are you guys down to clown with us? Week 10 is the bye week. I think is a perfect time for a bye week. The fact that you get to rest up here a little bit. Long stretch of the season. Also, right before the NFL trade deadline, November 5th. Really good buy there for the Silver and Black. Week 11 at the Dolphins. Historically, this has been a team that's played much better at home than on the road. But one of the games that I'm just like, I go back and I watch the Aidan O'Connell film against the Miami Dolphins, and it just eats me up because there were so many missed opportunities in that game. And a lot of times when people are like, Mitch, man, you're so hard on AOC. You're so hard on AOC. I am hard on AOC. Why? Because he's an NFL quarterback, and I want the best for this team. I want the best for Gardner, AP, it don't matter who it is. This is a really big game, though, that I think could really flip the Raiders' momentum of how serious and how well they are prepared. Because you look at the past few seasons, the Raiders have not been a very good team after the bye. Really curious to see what AP can do here. My next question is, before we just keep on going through this schedule, How many years have you been a Raiders fan? I am a new Raider fan. I'm not afraid to admit that. I know some people say womb to the tomb. I know we got some of the OGs here like John Scheffler, David Zahn. I was talking to Ira Jackson, Trivan yesterday. I want to know down below, how many years have you been a fan? Let's go to Week 12 again here, the Denver Broncos. I was kind of hoping we'd get to play them Week 18 again, but you know what? Week 12 against Denver, good matchup. Should be a big-time dub. And then you got a short week, Black Friday game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I anticipated that we were going to get another primetime game against Andy Reid. I didn't know exactly when it was going to be. This was one of the very, very first games that ended up being leaked out there. And I'm going to give the NFL some credit for having the cojones to put the Raiders on Black Friday. Let's go to Week 14 here in Tampa, up against Baker Mayfield, a team that, I'll be real with you, very, very hard for me to be able to figure out how good this team is going to be. I think they overachieved last season, and I don't think that they're the best team in their division anymore. And guess what? It ain't Derek Carr. It ain't the Panthers. To me, the best team in this division is the team that we're going to go up against on Monday Night Football, Week 15, against the Atlanta Falcons. I'll also say, I don't know if this is the only Monday Night Football game. I'm going to anticipate the Raiders are going to have more primetime games. But again, all I am simply telling you is who the Raiders play in what weeks. Week 16 up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm excited for this game simply because Trevor Lawrence, Gardner Minshew, the amount of comparisons we've already heard this offseason about those two quarterbacks, I hope that both of those guys are playing at a high level come Week 16. Week 17 at New Orleans. If you don't know why this game is exciting, then you live underneath the rock. And, you know, my man Chugs has made a very interesting point. I hope DC's still playing in Week 17. You ask a lot of Saints fans, they already want DC benched for Spencer Rattler. So my only hope is Derek Carr is playing in this game, and hopefully the Raiders get a little bit further than what they did the last time I feel like they played in New Orleans, where they couldn't even get across the freaking 50-yard line. And then let's round out this bad boy Week 18 against the Chargers. Start the season with the win. Let's finish it with the win. And I find it hilarious that the Chargers social media team posted a picture of Davante Adams with garbage Pop-Tarts. The garbage Pop-Tarts that you posted, Chargers, on your social media, I think they expired June 3rd, 2021. If you don't get the joke, I can't help you. If you do get the joke, spam it down below so people understand what the heck I'm talking about. So out of all those games, I'm talking corn dogs, Jackie, for all these people, what's your favorite game on the Raiders schedule? Obviously, the ones that you're going to look at are Kansas City, right? Like, Kansas City every single year is circled. Week 1, Harbaugh, always going to be circled. Broncos games, always circled. But, like, let's be real here, okay? The number one most watched game, to me, I think the watch party that Chugs and I are going to do, and if you don't know, we will be live for every single Raiders game on game day, bringing you Oakland style. The number one most watched game this year is going to be Week 17 at the Saints. If Derek Carr is the starting quarterback for New Orleans, this will be the most anticipated Raiders game that I have ever covered simply because of Derek Carr. And man, oh man, if Aidan O'Connell is the starting quarterback and he goes out there and he cooks DC, hell, I might get a number 12 tattooed on my leg because I'll tell you what, I'm hyped up about it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed the leaks. Tomorrow, the video that we're going to be dropping here on the channel is going to be my Raiders record prediction. Don't miss it. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're a real one, shout out to all y'all.